Yeah, fellows, welcome to the show. Today's title is War on the Whore-izen. Now that Tariq Nasheed's channel has been 90,000 subscribers, and this is obviously over his content. Yesterday, Professor Black Truth, his channel was put on timeout for 2 weeks. The video, I don't understand why they're giving him timeout. I guess what I talk about isn't as bad as I guess what they're talking about, because what I got was hangouts like I'm doing on this channel. So far, this channel is nothing. There's nothing there for them to flag. These white supremacist trolls. Other channels. I have another channel for that. It's unfortunate that their channels have been messed with. To lose your entire 17,000. So I had videos with millions of views, and I was making it for YouTube. That was from people buying my products. So that just chopped my income down to almost nothing. Fortunate that it's like this. I saw the people that work at YouTube, guys with the beards, their yoga, they take yoga with man buns. A couple of black women, that's it. Those video went to visit YouTube, and plus they wouldn't be involved in anything like flagging videos. They wouldn't put you blackmail with that kind of power. So as black people, belongs to white people. It's their house. And when you go too far, when a white person doesn't feel good, they will flag your video. I've never flagged a video. Do that. See, I'm a different kind of man. I don't flag videos. Feminine to me. If you have something to disagree with, say something. Say something. You don't flag a video. That's just feminine behavior. But this particular group of racist folks, they'll do whatever they can to bring you down. To lose that many subs is just, wow, mind-blowing. He has an email list of all his subscribers. I'm gonna start doing that myself so I can let you guys know. Well, I'm not gonna do anything wrong on my channels anymore. I have a channel for that. When I go after white supremacy, I go to educate them. I don't call them devils. I don't call them, I've heard so many words. The main one is devils, shit like that. I don't do that. I'm dating outside of my race up, so it's the strong militant ones that seem to attract the most venom. When I go, I bring facts and evidence. I give them links. FBI.gov information. When I see one of them is totally misinformed by the front type websites, I give them truth. It's up to them to take it or not. Are so locked in their viciousness, their vileness, their depraved behavior, they won't even look at the truth. Darkness, they won't even come to the light. What do you do with that type? I believe personally that they have that 10% Neanderthal DNA that makes them that inhuman. That's just the way. Probably sport hunting. Don't attack me now. Think about it. Who kills killing? When you really think about it, the pleasure of killing. There are some trained blacks in this country to hunt for sport. I'm sure there's out there. The only blacks I know that they hunt for food. I think so. We have duck on the table. They prefer it fresh. YouTube is changing. Hopefully they don't ban Cynthia G's channel. I'm surprised. I'm real surprised that she hasn't got flagged and all that kind of stuff. Like, wow. Her very strong. I'm not revealing anything because she's already being attacked by white racists. She's been personally attacked. They're trying to find out her home address. They threatened to kill her. They threatened to rape her. What kind of man does that to, or human being does that to a woman? I don't like what she says. Like over a woman's statements that I agreed with. Who does that? Of that type of nonsense. Shit. But who threatens to attack a woman? These people are sick. They're incredibly sick. It's unfortunate. If you're Caucasian, you probably don't want to watch this video. I'm talking to black people today. Not your party today, there, brothers. Let's see who's in the house. I'm trying to click and getting nothing. Let's try this one. Those gray hairs come back really fast. A couple of weeks, about a week ago, Jovina put a little bit of dye on. I didn't want to dye the whole thing. She left some salt and pepper shit. Okay, let me go to another browser. Uh-oh. Ah, my bad. I know what's going on. That's my fault. Shall return. I'll send you an email. I'm sure we got a lot to discuss, but it's good. You're okay. Fuck, son. I've been worried the fuck about you. Shall return. I'll send you an email. Man, see, I just want to know if you're okay. But I'll send you an email, I'm sure. Okay, good. Thanks for contacting me. There, Greece. Remo, Yo Supreme, they got a black version of MGTOW now called I Be More. I hate MGTOW. Well, in the black community, it's usually about the women taking their kids away, and I can support that. But when they're talking about, and I'm of course I'm down for players, if they're still fucking, I'm cool with that. But the danger, they had to recognize that the danger to the black community is we're not marrying our own and having kids. And that's how the dumb society is affecting our population. Not only are they turning us homosexual, but they're also getting us not to marry and have kids. They're destroying the black family unit. So we've got to solve the problems. And what I was trying to explain to that, to not Jonathan, but Hates a Black Guy, Greece Hates a Black Guy, went apeshit crazy this weekend on me. Did a whole bunch of feminine shit, if you can believe that. He's always been a straight up guy. Suddenly he goes off, comes in one of my hangouts, saying he sent me an email and I never responded. It ended up being a fucking lie. He's just upset over a comment I made about that his generation is pussified. So anyways, damn, it feels good to hear from you. Know that you're doing good. So I care about people that I know, fellas. Anyways, they are actively trying to destroy the black community. That's been going on since I was a kid. Okay, they have been trying to separate black man and black woman. You know, turn us gay. That's one of the biggest projects. Feminization of the males. One thing they did was they made it so that a man can't be in the household. Women are going to get welfare, and you can't have a man in the household. So the fathers can't come around legally. So these women are raising single-parent mothers. That's this current generation. That wasn't really going on that much in my generation. It's increased. There were women on welfare. Don't get me wrong, but the fathers were around. Okay, they were in touch with their kids. This not even having anything to do with your kids is in the last about 20 plus years. Yeah, go back to the 80s. They really started getting it started growing more. The fellow that went to Vietnam and came back that I talked about, he said he noticed the beginnings of it back then, because I was talking about that subject with him. Hopefully I'm still live, damn it. Yeah, okay. Z-Vel, Yo Supreme, what's good, big dog? Nothing much, man. Just talking about a black issue on YouTube right now. The banning of Tariq Nasheed's terminated. I've seen a few of his videos. I wasn't a viewer or a subscriber, but I've seen a few of his videos, and what the fuck? What did he get terminated for? He was actually one of the good ones that didn't bring a lot of vitriol against white folks. At least as far as I can see. I've never seen him call white folks devils and evil and all the names that I hear. Why? Anybody know why? Which makes me wonder what's going on when you terminate his channel. The fuck did he do? What? Tariq good people. Yeah. He's helped educate so many blacks to real history with the Hidden Colors series. I started looking into our real history back in 2007 or 8. I think it was 7. Because of a guy named, white guy named Gray Fox, older white male. I was looking at the Olmec heads, and I said, I heard someone's black scholar say, these are African heads. So I started looking into it, and this dude just said, no way Africans came here. Then I learned the real truth. You could put a bottle off the west coast of Africa, and it will float all the way down into South America. There are 2 different streams that flow straight across, take you right to South America, right to the same area where those heads are. And I started learning real African history after that. That's why I started my African history, now Black consciousness section. I don't know how to change it back because I'm not really Black conscious. I'm not allowed in that community because I have a non-Black girlfriend. So anyways, about Tariq, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. My first channel was terminated because of a white troll. I could say it's because of him, because he's what brought attention to my channel. The excuse they gave me was, you have too much copyrighted material. It had been there since 2008 when I opened up the channel. 8 or, yeah, it was 8 or 9, somewhere there. It's been there for 8 years. It's suddenly that they're going to terminate me for that. No, it's because this white man was complaining about me, which I wasn't even doing bad, not bad stuff, but anything on the channel. He was just a troll that didn't like me. I think I said something about the TFL movement or the MGTOW back then. And this dude, he's the one that was paying $5 to thumb down every video I put up on my second channel. $5. Can you fucking believe that? So I started fucking with him. I would start fucking with the allowing thumb down after I put the video up so that he wastes his $5. And he finally got smart and stopped doing that shit. That's some insanity. I understand from Dr. Africa that in Caucasian people, because of the land that you lived on, there was ice over it, it leached out certain minerals. And that's what caused you to hyper focus in and do these types of things. I know that white folks don't like people talking about them or analyzing them. Too bad. I'm not trying to cause harm, just give the truth. But that's the reason you're banned, because of your girl? No. I had a white troll that was trolling my channel, as I said. Christopher, damn, they really trying the hardest to get rid of us and the real truth of Black history. That might have, there could be a white guy that didn't like us learning the truth. I had one on my channel, or sorry, on my website. I started putting up, Black history stuff. He liked dating Black women, yeah, but he didn't like learning, Black history. I was looking at the time of it, what made him upset and leave. Buddha, the old statue of Buddha shows him with peppercorn hair. And I'm listening to these Black scholars, and one of them said his mother was of African descent. Now, in India, they have what's called Dravidians. They're at the bottom. They're basically Africans that live there in India. There might have been some intervention, but there's a lot of Africans that actually live there, have always been there. Because remember, when we migrated out of Africa, we went to Yemen, occupied that place first. We went up into Asia, and the first place we built civilization was India, according to the geneticists, the white geneticists. I always got to say that so that white folks don't start complaining and whining. The white genetics people said our first major place after we got into Asia Minor was in India. Then we traveled along the coast. We ended up in Australia. That's why the Australians call themselves the Black fellas. And I urge you guys to watch a TV show coming out of there called The Clever Man. What's up, KR? Good that people are coming back in. Oh, yeah, the conscious community. Yeah, they won't. I'm not allowed in there because of Jovina. Yeah, they'll harass me or run me out. They don't want you to date outside of your race, and I actually agree with that. I accept what they say and agree with it. I agree. It is. If you're gonna be about Black consciousness, elevating Black people, then it looks better when you have a Black woman by your side. And they even don't like Tariq's wife because she's half Black, half white. I've heard a lot of people make comments about, or seen a lot of people make comments about that. That's how bad they are. I think the next people they're going to attack are people who are half Black. Usually it's dark-skinned brothers that do that. For some reason, dark-skinned brothers hate light-skinned brothers. I don't, well, I guess I can understand why, because it's jealousy. Use your brain, says, got a question if you don't mind, player. What is the main beef with Tommy Sotomayor? I like Sotomayor. He helped change my way of thinking. I no long do ignorant things. I no longer do ignorant things because of him. Okay, since you came and asked me a question, I don't have a beef with Tommy. I don't like the man. I don't go out and beef with him. I don't like that he throws Black women under the bus. That he also throws our entire race under the bus. But the main thing that got me was he was throwing Black women under the bus. Okay? If you can accept that is my reason why, then you can see why I don't like him. And he does it to make money. He incites so that they will click and start arguments. All he cares about is them clicking on his videos because he gets paid for that. Smart. I shouldn't put him down for that, but throwing black women under the bus. Also, no offense against you, weak motherfuckers like him because they can't handle black women. Okay? No offense against you, but weak motherfuckers follow this motherfucker because they can't handle black women because they don't have the balls. Zell Petty, Christopher Williams. I'm not really a hateful person, but it really pisses me off to see how bad they try to tear us down. Yeah. Kara Tommy is a pimp and rips off his stupid ass subscribers. He still hasn't produced that video, that movie that he says he's gonna do. Took all that money in, and guess what? He bought a nicer car. What do you think about Pastor Manning? Don't even mention that motherfucker to me. I don't beef with people online. I don't go to their channels just start trouble. I did go to that Vito guy's channel and I made a comment to him about throwing black women on the bus. Same thing Tommy's doing. And I mentioned the word COINTELPRO. He's up there teaching people to hate black people, to hate black women. But I had a beef with him. I had a couple of beefs with other people in my business. I don't go to their channels seeking out trouble. That's just like bitches. Carol says it's been 4 years since he mentioned his so-called movie. I haven't heard about it from TV. I don't watch his videos. I seriously do not watch his videos, and I make sure I don't click on any of his videos. He's got like tons of channels. He's real sneaky. If I see his face, I click off the video because sometimes he's got me with the title, so I forget to look, and his videos will pop up. I make sure I never click on his videos. I'm not giving him a damn dime. Actually, it's a micro fraction of a penny. Here we go. What's the difference between black women throwing men under the bus and him doing it? By the way, he only throw ignorant black women under the bus, not the good ones. I've never seen him talk good about black women in the videos I've seen. I've never heard him say anything good about black women from other people that watch his channel. The difference between black women throwing men under the bus, I don't agree with them throwing men under the bus for profit. They do have a problem. And there are other males. There was an English male who I used to listen to. He created the term pussy beggars. He had a problem with women as well. It's how he presents his material. Okay? Black women, they complain about black men. And on both sides, as I've said before, there's some truth to it. Okay? There's some truth to it. Black women have an issue, black men have an issue. Where do those issues come from? Anybody ever stop to think? Why are we in this goddamn condition? Use your brain, or I should say, Jonathan. Do you ever think? Huh? What happened to us that we're like this? What's up, Chris? You're going to next come up with Deborah Cooper. And she isn't throwing black men under the bus. She's throwing the N-words under the bus. She's throwing weak motherfuckers under the bus. And they need to be thrown under the bus so they can wake the fuck up to their true nature and their true power. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing. Jonathan? How'd I know it's you? Come on. When I saw your question. Zell V, hey playa, I'm training this girl at my job. We go to the gym after work every day. She's pretty as hell, but got a big belly. Any tips? Yeah. Find a good diet program for her and help her stick to that. There's a good one on the internet called the boiled egg diet. I'm using it right now. I looked at it and said, oh, this is pretty good. Okay, I checked it out. Yeah, That's imbalance. Okay. Someone actually talked shit because I was using a diet off the internet. Somebody created a great, fantastic diet. And I said, oh, it's fantastic. It actually fits. What's up, Teddy? Let's see. Tommy bucks at women, never men. He should do both. And TBA was doing that. He was yelling about women and yelling about men. I don't like the N-word types. I don't like hood rats. I like black people, like me. Unfortunately, for many of them, it's not their fault. They're born in these depressed communities, and they have no access to information. But we got to look at where that's coming from. Who did that? Who caused the freeways to run past and over these neighborhoods? Look at the concept of gentrification. I believe TBA did that. Use Your Brain says, I'm not this Jonathan guy that you speak of. You feel okay? I feel great. Let me show you. I feel fantastic. You came in asking me about Tommy Soter, throwing women on the bus. I just had a disagreement for several days. Several fucking days with a fellow named Jonathan, okay? Christopher says, yeah, player, wake me up. Chris James just got back from the gym doing abbreviated routines now. Are you going to failure? Well, Jonathan has several different accounts. That kind of surprised me. What do you think of David Carroll? Don't like David Carroll either. Sits there smoking his cigars, shits on black folks. I am about black empowerment. You know, look at me. I'm lower middle class, black guy. I've never been to a ghetto. I live in a town called Sacramento. Unfortunately, the ghetto fucks are embarrassing to me. And I like to see them, see that part of our community bought up. So that's somebody else also prima trip. If you think I'm a trip, I feel you though, he says. David Carroll's a coon. Cool Teddy Bear, I got a question. What's the question, Cool Teddy Bear? I was waiting for Chris James to tell me about his routines. I'm getting ready to go to the gym this evening, do buys and tries. Doing old school lifter routines, and they are against failure. Go to failure on my home workouts. Okay. If it works for you. I'm not against failure. It built the size of my arms up and every muscle that I've done it with, which is my body. Cool Teddy, what do you think about talking to women with slang? Cool Teddy, I don't go to the ghetto. That's where slang works. So I have no input on that. I don't associate with trash. I don't want trash in my life. I don't want hood rats around me. I don't want people that can't speak clear English around me. Blacks that can't speak clear English. Because this is the way I talk, and I expect everybody to be at my level or above. Pablo Malinsky. Give me your honest opinion. How do you feel about she-male porn? I'm curious to know your thoughts on it. Okay, that's a subject came up on my other channel. I think actually it was my original channel, and I went and looked at stuff, and I came back and said that's some dangerous shit. If you're watching she-male porn, then you're homosexual, Pablo. Just be honest with yourself. Because those are men, even though I saw what they're doing with the surgery they're doing with men these days. I saw big asses that bounced. And from the back looked like chicks. Tits, I don't like fake tits. I'm not a fake tit man. Fake tit man. So I can see you, Pablo Malinsky. That's an interesting name. That's Latin and Malinsky, either Russian or Polish. It's a ski, so probably Polish. Pablo is Latin and Polish. Female porn is dangerous to straight males. It can suck straight males in, and the way they advertise that shit, you'll be part of their team real soon. Keep watching that bullshit. Chris James says it's like really old 1920s and 30s. Unfortunately, they didn't have a lot of intelligence back in the 20s and 30s, but let me know how it works for you. I think the best time period was after the 50s up till the early 90s. I followed Don Ross, and he was like one of the best trainers out there. Also, Frederick Hatfield, Scientific Bodybuilding. He goes, I consider myself straight. Well, I don't think of you as straight. You're actually a homosexual, okay? Because he says, I watch female porn. He goes, I'm Russian. I didn't realize there were Russian homosexuals. Because I always thought your group of people were fucking tough. Tough as fuck, like iron. You like you're overweight. Well, by the way, she-males are guys. That's why they call them chicks. They're not women. They cannot produce a baby. They don't have a once a month period. You can only fuck them in the ass like you would another male. It's all cosmetic. It's a sham. It's a game homosexuals use to hook more dudes in. Kara says she-males are gross. Are you gay? Cool teddy bear. Another thing, he says. Another thing, my mom got married a couple of weeks back. She met him about 2 months ago before the marriage. Tell her congratulations. Rima, ooh, what the fuck did I walk in on? Thank you, Kara. Chicks with dicks. Cool teddy bear. Just to let you know, Supreme, I'm not getting married due to the fact I see in my eyes people are heartless and don't care about nothing. I don't see that. I guess because I've got a big heart. I don't see that people are heartless. Even white folks. I know there are good white folks out there, and there are bad. There are some that are heartless. I see in the black thugs a bit of heartlessness, but I don't see in all of them. In the black community, in other words. Chris James said, I don't trust the 50s bodybuilders now. I read roids were actually around back then. That's when it started coming out. Some of these guys in the 20s had unheard of strength, lifting 200-pound overhead with one arm. You know, when you mentioned the 20s, that's what I thought of, that photo of the guy lifting a bar up, those old strongman things. I train for bodybuilding. I don't train for strength and power. I train for looks. I want my guns to be big. I want my pecs to be hard and huge. I naturally have huge pecs. It just came with the body. Cool teddy bear. And hearing about the Rob Kardashian and China situation. Rob sounds like he's a fucking stalker. You're probably going to see the bad that she did. She sent a video of her kissing another guy because he was stalking her. And I don't even follow that shit. Where'd I see that at? I saw that, I think on my AOL or something. I came in and saw, sometimes I'll click on the news there. Don't be offended just because you're homosexual. He goes, I'm actually a little offended. You call me a homosexual. I just don't view don't view myself as a faggot, man. I like women. But you watch videos of fucking other dudes. If you probably troll Craigslist too. Or what is that? No, Backpage. Backpage. That's where all the hookers are. Number one, high incidence of AIDS. Because all they do is get fucked in the ass. And then, by the way, as I told the idiots that were on the Psycho So Suave, they're going to want something. If you think the porn you're watching is real, they just bend over and you slam in the ass. No. They're going to want something. Remember, they're dudes. Think. Those are men. Okay? They're gay men who have that one brainstem that's as long as a woman, so they feel a lot of emotions, but they are men. They take hormones and they get boob implants. They get ass injections, but they still have dicks. They take feminine hormones. Not all their dicks are dysfunctional. Some of their dicks work. So what? That person's gonna want to let you just ass slam them and then walk away? You're an idiot if you think that. This subject does not belong on my channel, and you don't belong on my channel. Okay? So it's time for you to actually go. I'm insulted you actually bring this subject into my house. We're men trying to better ourselves as men. We have nothing to do with homosexuality. Okay? You're lying to yourself also, fat boy. You're lying to yourself. I went to the gym and was using the machine on the shoulder press. I think I nearly sprained a muscle. Okay, I won't make fun of you. What do you do to improve recovery when it happens? You let it rest. Okay, let it rest. Give some rest till it feels better. Also, you need some milk. Okay, our gateway to AIDS. Thank you. Definitely. Cool teddy bear. That dude is weird and creepy. I've never seen a creepy Russian guy. I guess if black people have trolls, then I guess Russians, there's probably Russian homosexuals, and there's probably Russian she-males. Now that I think about it. See, I had Russians up on a pedestal of toughness. You know, I always, because their language. I am Spetsnaz, Privyat. And that's the women's voice. All the women are pretty, but some of them. But you go to the countryside and see those peasant women, the workers, man, they look like battle axes. I was just watching a documentary on Chernobyl. They're tracking the wolf population. The wolf is my favorite animal, so I always watch wolf videos. And they're trying to see if there's been any birth defects because the wolves invaded Chernobyl. You guys don't know what Chernobyl is. That's where a nuclear reactor went apeshit, sent radioactive dust all over Europe. That's why they're looking for black people's internal organs, because we don't travel. White folks travel to Europe. That means they got exposed. So our organs are actually more highly valued than white folks' organs. There is a black female that they've got all kind of amazing DNA from. Russian transvestites, question mark? Chris says, what's up, Chris? We got a lot of Chris's in here. Myself, we got Christopher, we got Chris James. Remo, come on, Supreme. We all ain't 12. I know what Chernobyl is, LOL. I don't know what everybody's age is. Come on. You can't slack me for that. I just joined the first thing I see. It's not a joke. A real Russian came in here. I know Chris is 40. I remember this happened back in the 80s, though. So I do have young people that are younger guys that come here. Russians hate gays. Yes. Like black folks hate gays. Oh, my bad, Chris. Okay. 39, 40. Let's say old is old. But you're not old yet, man. I would love to be 39 or 40 again. Shit. I was tearing shit up. Oh, so you're the same age Greece is. He's 39 also. Chris says, be right back. 4 minutes. I'll probably be here. Remo says, Christopher Williams, man, this shit sucks. I felt like I tore both sides of my moves. So it's going down into the outside of your chest. Exactly where is it hurting? Christopher. Yeah, man, this shit is painful, LOL, but no pain, no gain. Yeah, but you want the right kind of pain there, Christopher Williams. You want growth pain, sore muscles, not injury pain, because that fucks you up. Supreme, what's the situation with Greece 2000? I'm at liberty to say that. He's taking a break. He was taking a break from the internet. Sometimes then it gets overwhelming. Sometimes it gets shitty. Hope I stay youthful in my 70s. Hey, what do they say? Black don't crack. We don't get those European gobbler necks, the skin that hangs down. You know, that loose skin thing. We tend to keep our age pretty well. You know, I'm 58, so. And I could have, if I didn't get sick, I'd look a lot better. Remo. Yeah, from the center to the outside, it's definitely not workout pains. From the center of the shoulder to the outside of the delt. And you're doing a shoulder press. Okay. Chris James says, I know black dudes in their 70s still playing the game, and that was my father, and that's what I did not want to end up like. KRSL will be 45 in 2 months. That's kind of distracting. Teddy says he'll be 36 next month. Now from the middle of the chest to the outside. I thought you said your shoulder. You're doing the shoulder machine. But you're now saying the middle of the chest to the outside of the chest. And how in the fuck did you strain a lower or center pec muscle, basic pec muscle, doing shoulder presses? Are you one of those guys that do that weird shit like the guy that did the squats and hops? Are you doing weird shit on the machines, man? Y'all know, Remo ain't the brightest tool, or the sharpest tool in the shed, fellas. Christopher's only fucking 27. Fuck. Can you take a picture of the machine? Because I have no idea what you're talking about. It sounds like you're doing some kind of weird. They have these machines at 24 where you do the exercise and the bottom part of the machine moves at the same time. I'll never sit on that goddamn thing. I did some incline presses 2 days ago. No, it was yesterday. And last night. And I went to go to a machine, and I saw it looked like the thing moved, so I left the gym. Remo, stop messing with me. I'ma flag your shit. Cool teddy bear. Another note, Supreme. Deborah Cooper is crucial on YouTube for reals, especially on the MGTOW folks. Good. I'm glad she's going in on them. I'm glad she's making videos. Okay, I messed up my left shoulder from working in a warehouse 2 years ago. I still have pain in my left shoulder, but it doesn't stop me from doing my chest work. I just have pain for a couple of days afterwards. Then it goes away. Yeah, it's popping. There's some crepitude. I injured it last June, lifting a piece of equipment up also, KR. Shire B. I don't know why you hate gays. I'm gay, and I always watch your videos. I just never comment on them. I'm sorry you're gay. I'm sorry you chose that for your life. Jira B, I guess you're a woman. And I don't know why you're watching my videos, but this is a man's channel. You might want to check out Irritated Genie and also Dr. Umar. Originally, were scholars back in the days trying to find history of homosexuality in Africa, and they couldn't. There was actually a documentary going around the 80s where they couldn't find an African's history that white folks put out. Then all of a sudden, late 90s, early 2000s, there's like a million gays in Africa, in one of the countries down there. Out of the blue. There was a lot of pedophilia going on, white people going to Africa and buggering the little kids. And those kids grow up. I don't know what happened in your life. I think you're a woman, so probably a lot of girls, they switch over because men treat them bad. I don't know if you're one of those that had a long history of it. Yeah, a lot of them say that they're born this way, and I have no problem with that. But you don't belong here, okay? Reason why I do not like homosexuality, I've talked about it before, and no offense to you, I'm all about the energy of humankind. The energy of humankind flows through our body when it hits our sexual organs and then travels up to the mind. That energy wants to procreate. And I know you probably heard all the procreation stuff out there and arguments, all that, but that's what I'm about, only from the energy standpoint. I know once that energy hits the mind, whatever quirks you have, like I like big butts in the waist, I cannot deny, you know the song? But that's how it comes out. And your group does not procreate. So that's why I'm against you. Call me a procreationist. I don't agree with pedophilia, but gay bashing ain't cool. I don't care. You don't come in and tell me what's not cool. I refuse to accept your criteria. You're in my house. And my house is my house rules. Okay? I'm trying to be nice. Don't make it so that I'm not nice. So go back to being quiet. Carol says, I don't have any real issues with homos. I just don't like the lifestyle. My issue is from the energy standpoint of life. And now we got the trolls. Thanks for bringing it up. Now you see what you did. You brought the fucking trolls out. You gay folks need to learn to accept that there's people that don't care for it for our own reasons, and just shut up about it. Stop whining about it all the time. That's one thing about homosexuals that I don't like. When you get around them, they gotta let you know they're gay. I don't care. To tell you the truth, John, I don't really give a fuck. I don't care. Leave me alone. You blasted in, I'm gay. Why do you guys do that? Don't do that. Just be a human being. I'm a human being. You always, when you lead with your sexual identity, that's all your mind is thinking about. Who you lay down with. I don't care who you lay down with. You lay down with fleas for all I fucking care. Welcome back, Chris. But I wonder if this Jira B is real. I mean, that photo it's got to be a joke. It's funny, after that Pablo guy disappeared, this person pops up. Chris says, I had to take care of some stuff in the kitchen. I was cooking some food for myself. A man got to have his chicken. That's what I had on my salad today, was chicken. I'm eating so much fresh vegetables, my shit's turned green, fellas. I just thought I'd share that. That don't necessarily smell better either. I don't know if I think I had lamb once. Jared B says, you must care because you get upset. Because you're in my house. You're on my channel. Bring the shit up. Jared B. And on that note, I have low tolerance today. Actually, no, you're not, Pablo. I don't have time for weird and creepy shit. I don't know why a homosexual female would want to watch my channel. Probably taking my stuff to use on women, and that bothers me. That really bugs. All right, let's get off the homosexual shit. It doesn't belong here. We're men trying to fix, many of you trying to fix your sexual identity stuff, issues and shit like that. And that kind of conversation does not belong in my house. Chris says, I actually prefer to know when someone is gay. I don't want them creep up on me with weird shit. You can tell a gay man. He ain't got to open his fucking mouth. At least I can. Sense the energy about them. There's something creepy about them. And yes, a lot of gay men get off that creepy energy. They just have that look in their eyes and their faces, like a certain kind of energy they have. But enough of that shit. Don't want to give it any more energy than it deserves. Chris James, gay males are always saying perverted shit. They're always doing perverted shit too. And there we are on the subject. Dudes that are gay vibe very differently. Yes. That's because they're not on the same channel we are. It's unfortunate, and sorry to Jair B and Pablo, who doesn't think he's homosexual, but it's unfortunate that when the energy of life hits their DNA, it comes out that they're attracted to males, or the same sex, in other words. Pablo's is in disguise because they disguise these males to look like really shapely women. And Remo says, yes, it's in the eyes. Yeah, there's something about their eyes. It's like there's a certain energy there. I can't explain it. There's a certain energy in their eyes that's perverted. No man should have their eyes all bright and bushy-eyed and gay. It's weird. It's like I remember I was sitting in Starbucks. No, it wasn't Starbucks. We used to have this coffee company called Java City. And there was one downtown. I live downtown. And I'm sitting there, with a weightlifting buddy of mine. And we were glancing out the window at these, back then, these androgynous kids started coming out, like punks and shit like that. Anyways, immediately spot the gay dude in line. And I say, look, there's a fag. And he just reeked of homosexuality, like he had a certain smell that was an energy thing. I don't know, I can't explain it. But let's get off the subject. Supreme, I never really felt like being in the flow was a thing, even when I was fucking different females. What is considered being in the flow? The flow is a certain energy that you feel, a certain certainty. When you're in the flow, you meet more women. It's like doors open for you. You go here, hey, there's a girl you met there. You go there, it just happens more. If I can explain it like that. KR, I got a question about POF. It seems the women on there are more cooperative, who live 2 to 3 hours from me, and I don't want to travel that far. They're probably more cooperative because they live far away, they know it, and they're trying to land you. And you're trying to get some extra pussy, huh? It might be good for them to be that far away, or maybe a little bit closer. That way you don't fuck up and get caught. Chris James Remo, if new women were popping up and you fucked them, you were in the flow. Thank you, Chris. Justin, you can always tell who's a psychopath by their eyes. Well, homosexual males have that same look and have a similar look in their eyes and energy about them. Chris James, but sometimes you get into a flow of fugly women. That's what the universe is bringing you. KR, yes, I admit. However, I have an old ass car. Time to upgrade, KR. Time to spend the money. Or at least get the car so it's running good, so you can, trust it to drive a couple hours. 2 hours is too far for me. Maybe like an hour away, or even 45 minutes, especially if you live in a big city. Chris James, in my experience, the women who live that far away don't actually want to meet when the day comes. See, I have no information on that. I've met girls, I guess it was 2 hours away, from the Bay Area. Went down there. This was my first meet with the female, this one female. Went down there. She paid for dinner. Well, she had kids, biracial kids now. She worked for the police department in 911. She bought me pizza. We went to her room. We fucked. I spent the night. Back then, I was using this site called MapQuest. I'd print out the directions, and I didn't know anything about the Bay Area. I hate the Bay Area, but I kind of tried to figure my way out of there, and got lost coming out of Marin. I was in Marin, and somehow I called my boy Craig, and he guided me all the way back to Sacramento. Let's see, my car runs really good. Oh, okay. There should be no problem then. KR, I live in a major city on the East Coast. I just don't want to go to the sticks to meet women. Hey, I dropped, well, there's other reasons why I dropped her, but she lived, my girl Susan moved to Roseville. Sacramento connects to Rosa. It's all one big area. I didn't want to get from her place and drive with the traffic downtown to Sacramento. So I stopped going out there. Chris Storm, the certain look we should talk about is that specific look a woman will have that's looking to get laid that night in a nightclub. To me, from my experience, they look more bright-eyed. They stare at you more intently, some of them. Others, they have more of a sultry look to them, more of a sexual look. Those were the experienced ones. You know, they've done that plenty of times, so they knew to, you know, make their eyes all sexy, and when they glance at you across the room, they throw sex eyes at you, if that makes sense. Chris James, Remo, you're not at the master level. A drip is still better flow than nothing. When you could control it, you're at the master level. You guys remember what I talked about, you guys on my site, feeling so confident before I went out? I knew I'd meet, and I liked a certain kind of girl. You know, I can go there and meet girls, but I want a certain kind of girl. And I would meet them. Now, I can only allow only so many of those girls in my life. Shit, if I just fucked every girl, tried to fuck every girl at the club, I would have been over several hundred ladies over a 20-year period, man. Hell no. Hell fucking no. And I probably would have been exposed to disease. Chris Storm says yes. I've gotten the meat look from a female. I remember that. Like I was a piece of fucking meat. So then I knew what women felt like. Yeah. I felt like a bitch. And this one bitch bought me a drink one time at the club, and she tried to treat me like I was an object because she bought a drink. So now I know what they feel like when dudes try to own them after they buy them a drink. Hey, I bought you a drink. So, KR, this is embarrassing. I have driven far for pussy 8 hours. You know that one photo of the little African kid going like this? I'm doing that to you right now, KR. That is embarrassing. 8 hours, man? To Erie, PA. I guess that's Pennsylvania. Never again. That place is damn far near Canada. Teddy, Supreme, could you do a video about men controlling the emotions? Appreciated. I was just ranting at that Jonathan guy about controlling emotions. I don't know how I control my emotions. And I'm not the best expert on that either, because I do rant. I'll try to see if I can come up with some thoughts on that help me. Because in the game, I kept my shit cool. Or he goes, or better yet, how I can control my emotions. Yeah, you do have a problem with your emotions. And your emotions have skewed what you see in life. You see only negativity. I wish I could just get inside your head and just steer the wheels of your body for a while. I'd have you a female. Just give me a fucking week and I'd have you a fucking female. She wouldn't be all that, but you'd be getting fucked. And she'd be cooking for you too. So I know how them Southern girls cook because I married one of them. Remo, I control my emotions too much. Exactly, Remo. You do. Which causes people to think I hate people. I'm not negative. Nas, do you think hypnosis can help with an addiction to porn and beating off? I think hypnosis can help with just about every addiction you have. Porn addiction, smoking. But you got to go to a professional to circumvent your next question. Remo said, I don't know why I think that. Chris James, Remo, you're like me. Don't let emotions show. Limited me in the game. I just talked about you guys who are afraid of intimacy there, Chris. I don't know if you're afraid of intimacy, but for some reason you put up a hard exterior on the outside. And that's what I was trying to ask you about your childhood. If you aren't weak and women like you, you can let some emotion out. Yeah, I have no problem letting emotion out of having fun. Cool teddy bear. Either that or West Coast women for me. Supreme or a Japanese or a Jamaican woman. You'd have to travel to an Asian country for that. Americanized Japanese women, they're into white dudes for the most part. Chris says, I know I love to kiss and cuddle my women. Good. Cool Teddy, that's good. Remo and Chris. Christopher, LOL, you about to have that guy like the movie Get Out with him getting hypnotized. Yeah. Fuck. That'd be fucked up. Remo, I'm not afraid of intimacy though. I like kissing, cuddling, and rubbing my dick on the booty. That's not intimacy, man. Rub your dick on the booty. Jovina.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah.
Question. You probably don't know this. What comprises intimacy from a woman's standpoint?
A guy who listens, spends time with you, pays attention to you. That's what it is for women.
Okay, in the bedroom.
It's not always about sex.
In the bedroom.
Again,
shouldn't fantasize.
Well, paying attention to her needs. That shows that he cares. So that brings them closer. Will you stop? You asked me a question. I'm telling you.
Intimacy like kissing, cuddling, touching.
Well, yeah, of course, you know.
You know, what comprises that from girls you've known and all that, you know? You guys ever talk about this shit? Or do you just talk about just getting jammed?
No, I mean...
Most of
my friends, they weren't in relationships, so they didn't really talk about that kind of thing.
No, I've been able to make it 2 days without jacking off. I refuse to use the word fapping. It's a nerd word.
Is that a word?
Yeah, nerds came up with that word to take the pressure off jacking off. Jacking off is so brutal and just so creepy. So they try to make it soft, like call it fapping. Maybe I should destroy my laptop. No, just have some willpower. Delete your sites. Delete all of your videos. Remo, but I just won't sweat them when they step. And keep it pushing. Oh, I gotta get to the gym. That yawn there. That's why they get all stuck on me. It's getting to the point, it's the challenge. Like on a coffee date, it takes me a while to soften up sometimes. See, I'm different. I look hard and cold in the clubs, but when I get, and I'm really serious about my game, but when I get behind closed doors, after I bone them, then I warm up. Like the kissing, touching, and all that. I'm serious about fucking. I reversed that with Jovina. I laughed too much, you know. And now it's hard for me to be like that. Because, you know, I just crack jokes. I say, like, okay, let's get this shit over. That's from a comedian. Whose is, I actually did that with Jovina. And I made too many jokes. Let me lay my big gut on you. Chris, I think a woman wants to feel that closeness with men. Yes, she does. Remo, I feel I have the mentality to reach the master level, but I'm just not there yet. Give yourself time. I grew over a 20-year period. Was it 20 years? No. Yeah. No. 27 to 45 wasn't a full 20-year period. I always say 20 years, but it wasn't full 20 years. But, I grew. Don't expect things to happen overnight there, brother. Christopher, me too, Remo. I know that I'm still in the beginning stages, but I'm ready to reach that master level. And Supreme, I'm doing my best working on my patience. And that's probably your challenge in life, is you develop some patience there, brother. Grease is at home with his female. That's why he couldn't stay this time of the night. Chris James says, I make an effort to act more familiar at the table now. It seems to be working better. Try to act more familiar with them when you first meet them on your dates. Don't act like there's a wall between you, afraid to say something. That's what I learned at an early age. That's why I told you guys I was in that older woman's house. Instead of acting, scared, I'm 29, she was 41, and I'm scared. I didn't do that. Act like it's no big deal. Oh, thanks, Cool Teddy says, I'm glad you is doing okay. Real life. Still do that real talk, real life shit, huh? That must be a Louisiana thing. He'll say real life, he says real talk, Remo. At least that's what I remember. I think it's a thing they do down south. Chris James, that's what I mean on coffee date. Before I was kind of formal. Yeah, I stopped doing that. When I started doing the coffee dates, I don't like walls between us. I'm trying to get her to relax around me, so I acted relaxed. You'll find your dates go a lot smoother the more you do that. And I learned, I always did you're biracial, but I always did the black thing. Black folks, we get away with a lot of shit. Girls don't know what to expect because they're out with a black dude. And so if I, act a little more touch-feel or wild or whatever, we can get away with it. My white friend Craig, he couldn't. And he used to make comments about that. Because they don't know what to expect. Now, if it's a sister, it's a different story. Christopher Williams, are you going to start giving out more assignments? I think they're fun and challenging and make us get active as players. I was just thinking about that yesterday. No, actually, it was Monday, a couple of days ago, on the forum. Because back in the past, I had actually had a boot camp going on a couple times on the forum to get guys to get out there and do it. I'm thinking about it because I think it will enrich the forum. Also, I want to get more personal with getting guys out there to do what I teach, what I talk about. I did say the other day that I do want to, it was today's podcast show, I do want to get guys thinking more about their purpose in life stuff. What it's going to take to make you happy in life. And I want to start with that. KR, before I heard of you, I used to do the traditional dating situation, dinner and movie. Now I only do coffee dates. I save money and it makes sense. I didn't know that you were in the game. I thought you had said you had a girlfriend. I didn't know you're actually slipping up out there. creeping around, KR. So that's the way players are. They always have a main chick, and they get some side piece action going. What I teach is how to make that shit work smoothly and make sure these side pieces are dedicated to you, including your main chick. Now, for you guys who aren't in a relationship, I prefer that you don't have when you start becoming players, don't have a main chick, but just have a bunch of side pieces. Try that for a while. See nobody, not one girl, as your main piece for a while. For you beginners, I recommend you actually have a girlfriend. So you experience what it's like to be with a girl, to hang out, to do things, get up, go coffee, have breakfast with her, basically have conversation, to be in a relationship. It's going to hurt when you break up. Yes, that's going to hurt, but you got to learn to experience pain too. Because as you start to become players, you're going to have some ups and downs in your game. Some girls who, as I keep saying, I learned from the Pimps Network, it's cop and blow. You cop them, they blow out. Okay? And that's taken from the pimp game. Cop and blow. So you'll learn how to keep your heart in control, as I believe Alfonso's learning to do right now, or hopefully he will learn to do. Bad fellas. Remo says, "No, it didn't hurt." I already knew that about you, Remo. I knew it didn't hurt. When I broke up, dust that shit off and kept it moving. That's Remo. I have no heart. Chris James, I was one of those guys who needed extra confirmation that she wanted me to touch her. Really? Dude, really? See, you're breaking all my stereotypes on biracial brothers. I like skinny brothers, in other words, or biracial, either one. Most of the brothers I've known had more confidence than regular black guys. I told the story years ago. I was at the store in my mom's house. There was these kids. They were selling something. 2 black kids and 3 black kids. The third one was biracial. And he was way more confident than the other brothers. And he seemed like he had the coolest energy about him. You know, it was like what I grew up with. In my days, by the way, fellas, those time period, there weren't very many biracial fellas out there. And in those days, like my dad, it was white fathers. Now it's black men and white women. It's kind of reverse stuff. But you go back to the 50s, you would have got shot and hung. In fact, at one time, it was illegal to marry someone outside of your race. It was only because of a white man wanted to marry a black woman that it's now legal. Daniel Sean, I'm really starting to understand keeping your heart in check because these females are masters of their heart. They can be. They can be. I think going bald affects us deeply. When I see Chris James, he is bald. Losing your hair, that can do something to your confidence. He says, like, she had to be blatantly flirtatious with me for me to hug her or go for the kiss. The most exciting thing about a new chick is that first kiss when you stick your tongue in her mouth and she grabs your arm. It's a feeling of the softness of her lips. That's why I won't go with chicks with no lips. I was glad to find Jovina. Most women I've been with have had lips. Most. I like lips, but it's that first feeling of the softness of the lips. When you first touch her lips, that does it for me. Then the whole process after that. The belly dancer, I didn't like kissing her. And she had big lips. But she would like lick your lips. You know, you feel like she's just slobbering all over you. You lick your teeth. Yeah. I don't know who taught her how to kiss, but I don't like spit. Like your grandmother would spit on her goddamn napkin and wipe. Don't put spit on me. I don't like in porn. They would swap jizz. The girls swap jizz mouth to mouth. I don't watch that shit. Yuck. And I don't like seeing cum on their faces. That's a European thing. I don't want to see cum on a girl's face. Swallow this shit. Don't spit it up. Cool teddy bear and Remo. To have flavor in my vocabulary, I listen to a lot of rap. And that's your mistake, by the way, Cool Teddy. And I told my stepfather, when I become a rap / music / actor / porn star, I will already have it in me naturally. A lot of guys are big dreamers. You don't seem, I hate to say this to you, but you don't seem like you have the push to do it. You're 36. It would have happened already. So let's stop. That's one problem with blacks. We fantasize a lot. Let's stop the fantasy and pick one and go for it. You got too much on your plate there. Drop the actor. If you can't sing, fuck it. And look at, there are so many guys trying to become rap stars. So the only thing left on your table is porn. Now, if you've got 9+ inches, knock yourself out. They go for the guys with 9+ inches because the certain scenes, like if you're hitting a girl from the back and you only got this, they want to be able to, the camera has come in to see your dick going around her ass and into her vagina. So you need a longer dick to make that circumference around her ass. Otherwise, they have no use for you. In European porn or American European descent porn, oftentimes, it's pretty sad, but they didn't have girls with big butts because they couldn't get their dicks around the butt and into the vagina or whatever hole it's back there to stick it in. So they would show different angles of this stuff. That's what I grew up with. So it's all about the angles. Okay, that's why they go for the guys with 9+. All the black dudes, a lot of black dudes, 9 up, they do porn. That wasn't correct. Not a lot of black guys do porn, but there's a percentage of black guys, if you notice in the videos, they're 9 and up. At least they were in my days. And I learned it's for that reason. I just learned it recently. I was listening to that. Oh yeah, a porn woman talk about it. I got slammed in my head. The only rap you need to listen to for smooth talk is Mahogany by Eric B. and Rakim. Old school, huh? Current rap music, Teddy Bear, is trash. Why would you listen to rap when it's controlled by the dominant society and they're being told what to rap about? They're fucking bitches doing what they're told. And of course, the new rap has destroyed our community. That's why I forgot to mention in my argumentation against Jonathan is that the rap is the reason why there's a lot of problems in the black community. Homosexualization, the feminization. Chris James, I think acting is still feasible for an older person as a side thing. I've done acting, and it's like 1% of the people will make it. So I'm speaking of someone that actually did it. I did it locally in my town, and I took courses on it, and that's the norm. My boy Craig, he's down there as a casting director right now in Hollywood. KR, Teddy says, if I take a trade, it will be most likely on computers. You should be working right now, Cool Teddy. You're 36. This is something you should have done way back in your early 20s, if you're speaking of trades. So I just explained to fellows that the new rap, they're rap about what they're told to rap about. And what do you guys list? Actually, these guys, I don't even know them. So I don't even listen to the current rap anymore. I don't listen. And every town has, or city has their certain stations. I don't listen to our top rap station. I don't listen to radio unless I'm driving with Jovina. I stand corrected. Lately, when I've been driving, I've been putting on this old school station. But normally I listen to an audiobook when I drive. I rather entertain my mind or learn something. When I first started this, I was listening to success books and stuff like that. I rather learn something. Then I switched over to more of the bubblegum for the mind, the audiobooks. Chris Storm, I have a question. When we met a girl at a nightclub and we are working on gaming her to seal the deal that night, how should we react when she is asking us to be persistent in asking, are you a player? How many girls are you seeing now? Do you have a girlfriend? Those are pretty personal questions. Maybe that's your country. I have been accused of being a player. How many girls are you seeing now? I've never had anybody at the club ask me that, though. So, how many girls are you seeing now? I got asked that. That's actually a compliment. If a girl says you look like a player, I love it. So when I get questions like that, I turn around to a joke. Make it a joke. Laugh about it. And she was insisting with the questions. She's looking for your response, see if you nut up. Laugh out, make it a joke. Yeah, I'm a player. You want to play? Let's go. Then tell her the benefits of players versus regular dudes. Because there are benefits to us players. We give the best sex, we have the best conversation. We're fun to be around. We're not squares. We're not weirdos. We understand women. We seek to please. Cool, Teddy. Gotcha, Supreme. I took up CIS when I was in Grambling. That's where my ex-wife's sister went. And she was a track star there. She got a track scholarship to Grambling. She stopped because, to that gay chick that's watching, she stopped because of her coach was a homosexual and the woman wouldn't leave her alone. She had talent for running and she stopped something she loved doing because of homosexual. Let's see. Grambling in the early 2000s, didn't finish. Too caught up into chasing women and hanging out with the homies. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, obviously you didn't catch any women, so that was a loss. And then hanging out with homies, that got you nothing. So basically you wasted your time. KR, when I used to go to the clubs, I had a road dog. He would be so pressed to get laid that night. I try to tell him this female is with her coworkers. Oh, yeah. I run that situation too. Where they're out with coworkers. That's a late night because they had to go to dinner. And then they show up at the club at 9 o'clock. They're like the first ones, they're out on the floor. Yeah, I've been there. And on that note, it's time for me to go to the gym, fellas. I got to blast these guns. So you guys have a good night. It was a pleasure chatting with you. Hope everything continues to work well for you in your lives. So, hey, keep it pimping.